Okay, let me show you how we use the electric bike to carry excess water from the tote to the dumping station, and also use this normally hand cart, unmodified, that I use to go get wood or move anything that I feel like it that's close range. Sometimes though, when it's a little bit longer range, then I'd rather use the bicycle, and quite frankly, I mean, it could even be 20 minutes away, it wouldn't matter. This is what I came up with and tested for a little bit, and it looks like it works out pretty good. So just 2 pieces of wood with a pivot in the middle, and in between the 2 pieces of wood is actually an extra piece of this plastic that has just a small taper to it. These are bungee cords that are normally in sets of tenths, and these kind of wrap around poles and onto themselves to hold the material, usually to the tent poles on a lot of these tent systems. So I use that for this. The rack came with the bicycle. We bought it for it as an accessory, and that's what I started the system with. I wanted something that's fairly easy to put in and then didn't fall off. And I noticed that with a little notch that I put right over here, and that I filed off the wood, then once I just put it in that notch over there like that, and so far it's been sufficient to pretty much hold everything together. Over here, let's see, I kind of go like, I have to remember, oh yeah, for the
Hi.
For the wood, I just go like that. Videos, you know. Do the tote first. There's a small notch that I put over here. The tote right now does not have water in it. If it does, then I do need help for somebody to hold up the handlebars. The system's the same, except that I use 2 bungees when it's full of water, and only 1 when it isn't. Once it's like this, you do kind of have to, if you're on your own, it's much more difficult. Make sure that the tension's on, more or less the same on both sides, and then off you go. You'll see video of that running in a previous video that, just me running around with it. You'll see just how effective it is, but that's about it. So this bounces, it's about 3-4 inches from the wheel and doesn't really seem to hit it, and it's steady at about 6 to 8 miles an hour seems to be the right speed with the water in it. And otherwise you can go right up to about 11 so far that I've tried without the water in it, without any difficulty. Let's move on to the cart. So let's take this off. Much easier to take off than put on. Okay, let's move it out of the way. For the cart, you just move this like this in an X. Bungee gets positioned a little different, like that. Cart itself, like this. And get put over. This over here just goes like that. Over here, same thing, so it goes, let's see if I remember, oh yeah, up and over. And that seems to give it just the right amount, as you can see on the video so far, that I can turn around, bump around. The original clearance over here is probably only 3 inches, but it doesn't seem to bother me so far in the terrain that I've used. I do have to be careful that it doesn't jam, because if this jams all of a sudden, then I'm going to go over the handlebars, which I don't want to do. But fairly simple system, and that's what I use to move my wood around. So far, probably, you know, brought in about 50 pounds, I'd say, maybe a little more than that, and it could easily go more than that, probably 75, 80.